Yo, what's up guys? Today we are reacting to Swedish royal family. This is going to be a nice video. Inside the lives of the Swedish royal family. If you're from Sweden, let me know what city, what state in the comments down below. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hey, if you have an exclusive request, a video that you want me to watch, to learn more about your country, your culture, you can support me on Coffee. I want to give a shout out to every supporter, but these are the top 4 supporters: Tani, Urias, Kenneth, and Dragonfly. If you guys want to get into the scoreboard and the leaderboard, then I'll give you a shout out, and I am forever grateful because, you know, your help is what keeps this channel alive. And you guys who are watching, you guys who clicked that like button, who clicked that subscribe button, you guys are also equally, you know, important in my life. So thank you so much, and let's go. Let's watch this video and learn a little bit more about the Swedish royal family. The original video is in the description, so go check it out if you want to see, you know, the full screen. Without further ado, let's go.
It may be shocking to learn that there are royals just as interesting as the British royal family. Though they may not get as much airtime as their British counterparts, the Swedish royal family is certainly worthy of the spotlight. From scandals and affairs to royal weddings and babies, they sure know how to keep the tabloid headlines interesting. So what's up with this gorgeous royal family you know nothing about? Well, you've come to the right place, because we are going to take you back to where it all started. Then we will see what the Swedish royals are up to today. To truly understand the Swedish royal family, you have to start from the beginning. The current ruling family stems from a family tree that was established in 1763. That's when King Carl XIV Johan, or his real name Jean-Baptiste Bernadette, was born. This is where it gets a little confusing. Jean-Baptiste Bernadette didn't become King Carl XIV Johan until many years later in 1818. And you might be surprised to learn he was actually French. The first king of Sweden, at least in the most current family, received his crown thanks to his military career and the French Revolution. It also helped that when he was elected king, that's right, he was actually elected, that he had a son that would replace him after his passing. So
I guess in the past, military was like the key factor of what made a good leader, right? So I think at least what history tells us, the mightiest warrior or the bravest warrior, you know, the leader, the strongest leader would become king. You know, so I think that's how it came about. But he was French, and it was because of the French Revolution. Okay, interesting.
So when he passed away at the age of 81 due to a stroke,
let me go back to
that would replace him after his passing. So when he passed away at the age of 81 due to a stroke, his son Oscar was there to take over. Okay, we don't want to bore you with the rest of the family history. We just think it's important to know that the current ruling family is of French descent and have a relatively modern family tree, especially when you compare them to the British royal family. Now, let's get to the present Swedish royal family, shall we? King Carl XVI Gustaf rules the current group of royals gallivanting around Sweden. Let's just say, if you have any clue about Prince Philip's and Prince Charles' infidelities, they don't even compare to what's been said about King Carl XVI Gustaf.
What? The king is naughty. Wait a second. Is that true? Or is this just, you know, conspiracy, gossip, tabloids? Oh, interesting.
His life story has a tragic beginning. When he was just 9 months old, his father passed away in a plane crash, which meant he was the next in line for the throne after his grandfather. This was something that loomed over the young prince's whole life. Could you imagine knowing at the age of 5 that you are one step away from ruling a country? And as it panned out, that's precisely what happened in 1973 when he inherited the crown from his grandfather. Thankfully, he was well into his 20s at that point.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that... Wait a second. He became king at 20, right? And that was in 1973. So he's been he's been there like for 60 years now. No, wait, I'm not doing my math correctly, am I? But he's close to beating the Queen's record, I guess, if he stays there for, you know, let's say at least 20 more years.
Thankfully, he was well into his 20s at that point. Throughout his life, it was
so around 50 years, right?
It's apparent that King Carl was a reluctant heir to the crown. It was also even more clear that the people in Sweden didn't really respect him. There were stories of him partying and running around like a crazy bachelor. That all seemingly stopped in 1972 when he met his now wife, Queen Sylvia, at the Summer Olympics.
Okay, so at first he was like Harry, you know, because Harry was going to clubs and, you know, he was kind of like a womanizer or something like that. At least what, you know, the tabloids say. So he was Harry before, and then he came Charles afterwards.
She was the first Swedish queen to ever have a real career before becoming a royal. In other words,
a real career.
Commoner. One of the craziest things about this notion is that King Carl's 3 older sisters lost their royal status when they married commoners. And if the current laws were established back in 1973, King Carl XVI wouldn't even be king, which may have something to do with why he changed the law in the first place. In the years since being crowned the King of Sweden, King Carl XVI has been rattled with scandal and praise. For one, he got rid of the rule that the first male born to the king and queen would be next in line for the throne. Instead, it would go to the firstborn child. The rule
Wait, he can do that? Well, that's actually a good thing, right? It's not only a man thing now.
King and queen would be next in line for the throne. Instead, it would go to the firstborn child.
That's a good thing.
Changed all the way back in 1980, which meant the couple's daughter, Princess Victoria, would take the crown after her father. King Carl XVI also banned the law that royal family members lost their titles if they married commoners, which all his children did, along with his sisters, as we mentioned earlier.
Guys, I reacted to this wedding. Well, not the whole wedding, obviously. I don't have that video, but if you guys want me to, I'll watch the whole wedding. But I saw, was it Molly Sandin singing there? I think it was, yeah. So you're telling me the king has been in power for almost 50 years. And well, he's not that old now. He's 70. So in 20 years, because let me just reason with you here. I'm asking because it's very interesting to see that we were all thinking that, you know, like the queen, there will never be another queen or anybody like the queen because she was, I think, 75 years in power or something like that. But he could easily beat that if he, you know, keeps his crown and, you know, doesn't die in the next, let's say, 25 years. He can beat that record. So there is another Queen Elizabeth, which is him, the King of Sweden, right? I don't know. Does that make sense? Does my reasoning make sense?
Which all his children did, along with his sisters, as we mentioned earlier. So, it would seem like he was a pretty progressive king, but that doesn't mean it's been a fairy tale for this family. Back in 2010, a shocking book made headlines that claimed the king had multiple affairs in the 90s. He was linked to adult entertainers in Atlanta during the Summer Olympics. And there was another rumor that he had several relationships with young women, promising to support them and further their careers. When asked to comment about her husband's transgressions, Queen Sylvia had nothing to say. But that could be because she has a pretty shocking past as well.
My goodness!
The same year that the book spoke of her husband's affairs, a documentary shed light on the Queen's family history. According to the program, Queen Sylvia's father was a part of a controversial German World War II political party. You can probably guess which one we are talking about. The Queen is of German descent, but was raised in Brazil. Her family moved back to...
Oh, I knew this. I think I had just forgotten, but I knew this, you know, that she was born in Brazil, and that's where I'm from. So I'm from Brazil, and that's a nice coincidence, isn't it?
One we are talking about. The Queen is of German descent, but was raised in Brazil. Her family
she was raised in Brazil
in 1930 and made a fortune thanks to the war. The Queen has spoken about this before, saying her father only joined the party to keep them out of trouble. She claims she didn't line up with their political beliefs. She also didn't make any more comments, but did seem to regret his affiliation with the party. In fact, she didn't even know anything about it until she was older, and she never was able to confront her father about this controversial past. Now that we've learned all about their parents, let's take a look at the next generation to take the throne in Sweden. First, we'll start with the lady in line for the crown, Crown Princess Victoria. Though her parents have caused quite a stir over the years, Crown Princess Victoria seems to be a fan favorite. Thanks to the law passed by her father, she will take over the crown when he decides to step down or passes away. She gave her first public speech at the tender age of 18, and ever since, Swedish people can't get enough of her. She is openly...
So she's kind of like the sweetheart right now, right?
He discussed the pressure to be perfect and how she once battled an eating disorder. There
Oh,
is
wow.
something very
That's
relatable
sad.
about Crown Princess Victoria. Sure, she went to Yale and is in fact Swedish royalty, but she's dealt with issues like dyslexia that you don't always associate with royalty. And there's the fact that she's also got herself a relatively normal husband, Daniel Westling. The pair started dating all the way back in 2002 when
What does normal mean anyway, right?
he was a personal trainer at a gym in Stockholm. Could you imagine the shock? It was speculated that her father wasn't a fan, and the tabloids ripped him to shreds any chance they could. Despite that, the couple powered through and ended up marrying in 2010. That night, Daniel Westling graduated to Prince Daniel.
So you're telling me she got married to her personal trainer? Maybe it wasn't her personal trainer, but you know, I guess, you know, they might have met at the gym.
Crown Princess Victoria and
I mean, come on, the guy's there, he might be charming, you know, and then she just starts talking. Hey, there's no problem in that, you know, I understand the tabloids would love this type of gossip, but come on, guys, come on. Let her live her life.
2010. That night, Daniel Westling graduated to Prince Daniel. Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel weren't the only royal couple to rock the boat with their relationship. Back when he was one of Sweden's most eligible bachelors, Prince Carl Philip, the middle child of the king and queen, was also making headlines.
This dude looks like an actor, man. Look at him. Looks like a model, and he's royal.
After ending a long-term relationship, he fell into the arms of an ex-model turned yoga instructor, Sophia Helgqvist.
So wait, let me just get this straight. His sister got married to her personal trainer, and he got married to his yoga instructor. I don't know if that's how it feels, but I don't know if that's the case. But you know, that's nice.
She also happened to be a reality TV star as well, but the most scandalous event from her past involved a topless photo and a python. We will just let you imagine that one, but needless to say, it didn't go over well with the Swedish people, and once again, another royal relationship was tested. Though
Goodness, I mean, I feel like I'm watching like a gossip section of the royal family. It feels so wrong. It feels so wrong, to be honest. I don't know, it feels like something that I shouldn't be watching. Actually, it's almost 1 in the morning here, and I'm like, what am I watching? Why? You know, you don't expect that from royalty, right? But still, at the end of the day, they're normal people, common people. Well, you know, people like us. You know what I mean, right? Anyways, that threw me off. So, like, I did not expect that.
though she had all the makings of stirring up the royal court, Princess Sophia was actually welcomed with open arms. According to the Crown Princess, she and Princess Sophia are the best of friends, and now that they are giving Kate and Meghan a run for their money, it's easy to see why. They are always seen together, and they are impeccably chic. That could be why when Prince Carl Philip and Princess Sophia became husband and wife in 2015, there were no protests. Plus, they both looked utterly gorgeous. Anyone else having wedding envy? The youngest of the king and queen's children is Princess Madeleine. While her brother and sister were falling in love and keeping love, this princess was having a rough time. She and her long-term boyfriend were engaged in 2009, but that didn't last long. By early 2010, the wedding was called off because her prince-to-be cheated on her during a ski trip. Ouch.
Bro, come on. I mean, no, wait a second. Wait a second. Let me just get this straight. This dude landed the woman of his life who loved him. She is royalty. She is, you know, good looking, and he cheated on her. It makes absolutely no sense. What the heck went through this guy's head? I mean, okay, obviously, all those, you know, love, personality, all of those things fall into place. But I don't think she doesn't look like a bad person. You know, she looks like she would, I don't know, man, I don't know. It just sounds so far-fetched that he would cheat on, you know, her. Like, come on. And the fact that she actually broke up with him, or I don't know who broke up with who, the fact that, you know, she isn't with him anymore and the wedding didn't go through shows personality. You know, you shouldn't be, you know, with somebody who's not going to be faithful to you. I mean, you know, trust is the number one priority in a wedding, in a marriage.
Imagine being a princess and getting cheated on. Like, did he actually...
I know, right? Let me go back. And come on, dude. She is out of your league.
cheated on her during a ski trip. Ouch. Imagine being a princess and getting cheated on. Like, did he actually think he was going to get away with it? Sadly, she had to pack up the pieces in the public's eye, which was probably humiliating. Thankfully, all was not lost for this gorgeous princess. She needed a change in scenery, and after the heartbreaking scandal, she promptly moved to New York to start a new life. While in New York, it didn't take long for her to find a new beau. That's where Christopher O'Neill enters the scene. Christopher is a British-American businessman, and surprisingly, unlike her siblings, didn't cause much controversy when the pair started dating. And no one was shocked when they tied the knot in 2013. But what was surprising was the fact that Christopher decided not to become a prince. He didn't want to give up his citizenship, nor was he interested in leaving his job. It did take a while to move to Sweden, but according to Christopher, he would do anything to be home with his family.
Dude, this dude won my respect. He earned my respect right now. I mean, he didn't want the title that shows, you know, he didn't get married just because she's a royal. The dude is a self-made, you know, businessman, entrepreneur, and he has his values. You know, he didn't want to lose his citizenship. He wants to spend time with his family. So, you know, props to that dude. You know, and I think she deserves to find a better man. That is, yeah, he is a better man, I guess.
That being said, they still have plans of moving to London, one day at least.
Oh, that's
so
where I
now that all
live.
the royal children are settled down, you can only imagine what the new generation of royals is like. That's right, this family has grown, and the
They're
third
so
generation
cute.
is young and vibrant. First, we have Crown Princess Victoria's children. Since they are next in line for the throne, they play a huge role in the royal family. In 2012, Princess Estelle was born and became another female first child to be heir to the throne. Then her baby brother, Prince Oscar, was born in 2016. While he may never become king, he's become the king of the Swedish people's hearts. Look how adorable he is. Next, let's take a look at the kids who call Prince Carl Philip and Princess Sophia mom and dad. They welcomed their first bundle of joy, Prince Alexander, in 2016. And not to be outdone by his older sister, the couple had a second son, Prince Gabriel, in August of 2018. Considering she's pretty much a new mom all over again, we aren't sure if this is where the baby making stops for these two, but they sure do make a cute family. Finally, we have the youngest sister, Princess Madeleine, and her little ones. Her first child, Princess Leonor, in 2014, and just like her sister-in-law, Princess Sophia, she too welcomed a baby in 2018, though she beat Princess Sophia by 2 months by delivering Prince Nicholas in June. Again, now that she's a new mom, who knows how many more kids she and Christopher will be up for. But
that's something like that's something interesting, right? Do you think in royal families there's like a race? Because, you know, the firstborn is going to be king. So do you think they're like, oh, let's, you know, try to get that baby out as soon as possible? Can you imagine that?
But for now, the king and queen officially have 6 grandbabies. When they aren't chasing their young children around the palace, the royal family is attending several events, from the queen's 75th birthday party to watching Princess Leonor in the Nutcracker. See, they are just like us, which is probably why the Swedish royal family has caused a significant stir on everyone's radars. This family's the perfect replacement if you're getting sick of how untouchable the British royal family seems. At least they will keep us entertained until we see Prince Harry and Meghan's little ones.
Harry, will you take Meghan to be your wife?
So, what's next for this exciting family? We are sure there will be more scandals, photo ops, and jet setting. We can be even more confident that the world will start paying closer attention to the Swedish royal family. Considering how much screen time they are getting these days, could we see a reality show in their future? They already have an ex-reality TV star in their ranks. Okay.
Yeah, that would be my next question. If there's any like reality show, well, I don't think a reality show, but you know, but maybe well, she did mention a few documentaries, but maybe a series or a movie about them. That would be interesting, you know. Like The Crown is about the royal family, the UK royal family. So I think there must be, right? Because Sweden, you know, they have good movies, so good productions. So I guess, you know, I guess there is, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
We are probably getting ahead of ourselves, but we can dream, can't we? Until then, our eyes will be glued to our computer screens to see every move this chic royal family makes. What do you think of the Swedish royal family? Are you a fan, and will they take over the world as the favorite royal family to watch? Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to the Taco for more awesome videos like this.
That was a great video. That was a great video. The taco, the things celebrity. I don't know. The link to the original video is in the description. I think the taco is the name of the video series, but the channel is the things celebrity. That was pretty cool. You know, that was very informative. And I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. And as you know, the video lady asked, do you guys like the royal family? Do you like the idea of, you know, monarchy, royalty? Do they have actual power in Sweden? Are you guys a fan? Let me know in the comments down below. That was very insightful. Anyways, if you guys have anything you want to say, let me know in the comments as well. Take care for now. If you have an exclusive request, send it to me on Coffee. The link is also in the description. Like, subscribe, and take care. Bye-bye. See you soon, guys. See you soon.